Hey everyone, welcome to the Ajay and Nathan Discuss Movies portion of this podcast. Hopefully you're all having a good time. We're here to discuss another movie today that isn't Spider-Man related, but it is something within the Spider-Man world. You can say?
Unfrosted.
Yeah, we're here to discuss Unfrosted, a movie directed by Jerry Seinfeld, as we all love and enjoy Jerry Seinfeld. So Nathan, this is going swell already.
Should we introduce?
No, don't even acknowledge me. Just let me fucking sit here.
All right. Yeah. Let's introduce our guest.
Oh yeah, well.
His name is Dan Doherty. He's a great comic. He's in the Boston area. Boston comedian legend, Dan Doherty.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's great. He's here to discuss the movie Unfrosted with us. Our first guest of the pod.
Yeah, this is an honor.
Yeah, that's really.
I mean, no one's going to see this. I don't think I could send this link to my mom, and she's not going to watch it. But.
Probably not. But, anyways, we're here to discuss the movie Unfrosted, Jerry Seinfeld's directorial debut.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
I brought you guys actually.
Oh yeah.
I brought you guys some toaster pastries.
Oh my
Market
goodness.
Basket brand.
All right. Hey, I remember the first time we ever had a podcast.
I know the budget for the show is not crazy.
Yeah,
so
the budget's not crazy.
For the Pop-Tarts.
So we're Boston people.
Yeah.
Based off this. So
my white trash DNA, I don't
toaster
like
pastries.
Pop-Tarts. They're too fancy for me. I like these.
Yeah.
Simple.
It's got a little tang to it, you know, as one would yeah. It's got a little tang to it, you know, that toaster pastry.
Let's get right into this.
Anyway, so Nathan, discuss Unfrosted or recap what the movie Unfrosted is about.
Oh God, Unfrosted, Jerry Seinfeld's directorial debut. It is about the creation of the Pop-Tart, but it's done in the style of like if the creation of the Pop-Tart was given the resources of like the space program is essentially how the film goes. Jerry Seinfeld is like marketing at Kellogg's, and he needs the next big breakfast hit.
The breakfast dingus.
The breakfast dingus to compete with Post cereal run by Amy Schumer.
She's great, isn't she?
Yeah. Amy Schumer is the funniest person in the world.
I think so.
Not
That's how she got that
comedian.
role, I think.
Remember that Norm Macdonald quote that he said on the Fallon show?
No, tell it to me.
Well, first of all, Amy Schumer came from last time. Amy Schumer, I consider Amy Schumer the funniest person on the planet. If you take me out of the equation.
No, I meant me.
Oh, that's why you were coughing?
That's why I was clearing my throat, yeah. Not you.
I thought you were clearing your throat for me.
No.
No, taking you out of the equation.
Yeah.
But you're funny in a different way.
Yeah,
you know?
thank you, buddy.
Dan's a big Norm Macdonald fan, as you can tell by his comedy, but
I thought you were gonna say about my outfit.
about his outfit too.
I'm going to the gym after this. So
No, he's going to the casino and gamble his life earnings. But yeah, that's basically what the movie Unfrosted is about. It's a movie about Jerry Seinfeld and his misadventures of creating the Pop-Tart. How did you guys feel about the movie?
Go ahead.
I was
Can I eat here?
yeah, totally.
It's such a fancy place. I didn't know what the rules are.
There are no rules here. Unfrosted is baffling. Is a word that I would use. It's I don't know. Have you guys seen the reviews? It's like people are destroying it. It's not that bad. It's not really that good either. It's a strange movie. It's
Much
straight
like the Pop-Tart itself.
Talking to the microphone, dude. At least.
I don't have anywhere to put my coffee. I put it on the table and he scolded me.
It's just technology.
He's like, "Don't put the coffee in the show. We can't see that you're drinking a coffee. This is a professional thing." Much like the Pop-Tart itself. Yeah.
much like the Pop-Tart.
It's kind of like bizarre and weird, and
yeah.
it's not that great. And did we need this?
But you know, I guess
It's fun.
I guess it fills you up.
It's fun.
It's fun.
So I told you I watched it, and I was like, I need to watch it like 10 more times to come up with a real opinion. So I tried to watch it a second time. I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, that's the issue with the movie is that like the pacing is just so off. Like it's
It's
an hour and
very
a half
strange.
movie, but it feels like
They don't
a
even
3
start
hour...
making the Pop-Tart until like
the
34 minutes in.
Yeah.
So I tapped out right when the ravioli thing comes to life. Spoiler alert. I was watching that this morning and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. The first time I watched it, I think I smiled through the whole movie. I was like, oh, this is fun. I wasn't really like rolling, like laughing,
Yeah.
but there's a couple
Funny parts. Of the
good
movie.
jokes in
Yeah.
the movie. And for every good joke, there's like 400 or 500 that kind of zong.
Yeah, those are my exact thoughts, because I felt like every time something funny happened and I'm just like, oh, I think I'm enjoying myself, the movie would just keep going and I'd slowly begin to hate it.
Yeah. I mean, there were some funny parts
Snap,
in the movie.
crackle, and pop would reappear. You'd be like, wow, let's bring them back in 17 more times.
Come on, boys, back to the Crackle Cave.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it? I don't know what this is supposed to be. My buddy was watching it with me, and he just kind of watched like 10 minutes of it. He goes, is this like a kids movie? And then the next,
That's what I thought too.
then the next joke was the computer says that Jack LaLanne is freeballing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I guess it's not. I'm like, I don't know.
I
if
had
it knows
no
what it
idea
is.
if this was a kids movie or not, because there were parts in this movie where like Walter Cronkite would like make jokes about his like marital issues and all that. I'm like, that wouldn't be in a kids movie. And then there was like another joke which was great where they were talking about like 1940s and how this one like scientist was like working with the Nazis.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like, what were we doing in the 1940s? And he's like, nothing. You know.
I looked that guy up because I was like, this is hilarious if Seinfeld just as a bit was like, what if we made the Sea Monkey creator guy like a fucking Nazi? And then I'm like, he's a real guy. And I'm like, this is really screwed up if they did this to him. And then it turns out he was like a neo-Nazi. So.
Really?
Or he was like in the Aryan nations or something.
I have no idea.
The
who
guy who
this-
invented the Sea
yeah.
Monkey.
I have no idea who this movie's marketed towards, because it seems
It's
like
marketed towards Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff he loves. And it's like, hey, let's get like some... He even said it's very like self-indulgent.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff he likes.
I will say that I do enjoy
I
the
think
film.
he executed his vision perfectly.
The unfrosted
The question
vision.
is, what do we think of the vision?
Yeah.
Unfrosted
the
and
vision.
unfrosted, unfiltered.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, like, it's a dumb comedy. Like,
Yeah.
like people who are like up in arms about this movie, I'm like, why? Like, what were you expecting when you saw a Pop-Tart movie made by Jerry Seinfeld? Like, what are you expecting there? Like, you can't be expecting like The Social Network by Fincher or Air by Ben Affleck. You know, like you can't be expecting like greatness out of that. You know, I just find it weird.
Every clip I see of the movie online, all the comments are like, "You have blood on your hands, Jerry," because like I think you guys have to address the elephant in the room.
Oh
here,
yeah. He's
which
a
is
very
the
much a
situation in
Zionist.
Gaza. That's sort of the specter haunting this whole Pop-Tarts film.
It makes no sense. Yeah, it's like
I'm sorry. Did Jerry Seinfeld become like the commander of the IDF and no one told me?
I
'Cause
did see
every
that.
single Pop-Tarts video, he's like, Pop-Tarts, Pop-Tarts. And then all the comments are like, you Zionist POS. I think people just hate Jerry Seinfeld and he's become
Which
like cool to hate.
makes no sense.
Because they also love to go, this is what you get without Larry. As if like, that fucking Sour Grapes movie that Larry made was so great.
Yeah.
Larry David made a movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You've never heard of it because it's so bad.
No.
I mean, overall, I thought it was a nice film for what it was. I
There
mean,
was no raging bull. I'll
yeah,
say that.
like if you're going in there expecting Apocalypse Now, like you're going to be disappointed. You know?
There is an Apocalypse Now joke in the
Yeah.
movie. the hardest I laughed was the dumb supercomputer they bring in, and the very first thing it does is like it assesses like everyone's like when they die. And then they're just like, and they drop it in Vietnam. It just comes out of the water like Marlon Brando.
Every one of those, there's so many jokes in there where I'm just like, what is this? They just like throw that in there, throw the Vietnam thing in there, throw the Nazi thing in there, and then the next thing's like a pun.
Yeah. It got a nice tang to it. I really didn't like that.
You know
Got
what's
a nice tang to it.
There's a style of joke that I hate that they used a lot in this movie, which is like you set the movie in the past, and then you have characters go like, high fructose corn syrup, that can't be bad for us, and like things where it's just like,
Oh, like a wink and a
Vietnam,
nudge.
that sounds like a good idea, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we know with hindsight that that's not going to work out too good.
It's very much Ryan Reynolds based humor. Like it's like, oh, we're dumb, but we're smart. It's dumb.
It felt like it wanted to be like an older parody movie. Like it wanted to be like an airplane.
I picked up
Blazing
on that.
Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Scary movie.
That is one of the parody movies.
I mean, it felt like a satirization of like the corporate biopic.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld was very heavily influenced by the Wayans brothers.
Yo, pick up the phone. What's up? What's up?
I believe.
Yeah, but it did feel like a satirization of like the corporate biopic kind of.
It was definitely that too. I think it was a lot of things.
Yeah.
it was so many things, but it wasn't like one single like good thing that they put all their effort into.
It was like one of those crazy like casseroles that somebody's aunt makes. Where they're like, "There's jelly beans in it." And you're like, "There's a lot going on here."
We don't need all of these.
Green beans, jelly beans. It's a 15-bean casserole. You're like, I don't think we need the jelly and the green.
Yeah.
Then the garbanzo.
I mean, overall, it was a okay film.
So it was written by Jerry, Spike Firestein, I believe, and Barry Martyr, who are all funny. And then there's some jokes in there where I'm just like, where did these come from?
Yeah. I mean, Amy Schumer had one joke in particular where she was like talking to Jim Gaffigan about like there's always like a surprise inside the box. I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna go
There's
for
a
that?
lot of weird jokes like
That
that.
joke. I mean, someone's got to do something. Someone's got to do something with Amy Schumer because she looks like Meghan Trainor in this video. In this movie, she looks like Meghan.
You know,
Trainor.
you say things all the time that I just don't know what they mean.
I mean, we can have like a comparison shot of Meghan Trainor and that all about that bass video and Amy Schumer and how she's dressed up. In
Do you
this
guys
video.
have the production value for that? Can you do that?
Yeah, we can.
Is this on video?
Yeah.
Should I have dressed up?
Yeah, it's on video, dude. Overall, it's an okay film.
I think it gets worse the more you watch it.
Yeah.
How many times did you watch it?
I watched it once.
I watched it literally last night before I go to bed, and then I just go to bed frustrated.
So after I watched it at night. I couldn't sleep. I swear to God. It was twisting my mind into a pretzel. I love Jerry. I want to be clear, since this is on film and I'm trying to become a comic someday. I love you, Jerry. I think you're great. I'm trying to think of something positive to say about this movie. I liked that you were in it. I liked Jerry. I would be like, "Hey, Jerry!" I'd see
I thought
Jerry.
at any point he was just going to break into a stand-up routine. Like I thought, like when the trap pop thing happened, I thought he'd be like, "Oh, what's the deal with trap pop? Oh, whatever, you trap pop."
I think Jerry actually delivered for me the biggest
But I
laugh
see the vision.
of the whole movie. This Pop-Tart is not working.
Really?
I'm like, it's backing up. I should have got the name brand Pop-Tart.
Nice prop humor, by the way. I like that.
I'm just hungry, but the for me the biggest like laugh of the movie was like when what's her name? Fucking what's the fat lady?
Amy Schumer.
Melissa
big
McCarthy.
one.
McCarthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa
No,
Mc-
she's a good actor, and I think she's.
I
very
wasn't
funny.
attacking her. I just
Okay.
couldn't remember her name. That was not an attack.
I wasn't saying you were attacking her.
So I wasn't like the unfunny lady. She's just a big gal, and which is fine. But when she was like back in the fold, and her and Jerry are doing their thing, and they like vetoing each other's outfits, and she's got the crazy '70s outfit, and he's like,
yeah.
"What's wrong? Anything?" She's like, "Nope." And then she's like, "What about this? We good? Any problems?" And he goes, "No." That killed me. That was like the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that, and I was all in. And then I realized it was 34 minutes. Like it was like 24 minutes of the movie, and I'm like, I just laughed.
Yeah.
This is crazy. We're a third of the way through. It's only like 17 minutes long, the whole movie.
17 minutes long.
It was real short.
Yeah, but it felt like it felt like you were watching.
I didn't feel like that at all.
See,
Really?
the movie I
I
watched
feel like it goes by really fast.
Really?
Yes.
felt like I was watching The Irishman. It just felt like it was going on
Yeah,
so
it was going
long.
so long.
I love The Irishman.
That's a long
Yeah,
movie.
I like The Irishman.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying it convincingly, but I do like The Irishman. Overall, it was an okay movie. I mean, people that are expecting like greatness out of this movie, I'm like, have you seen like Seinfeld's previous work in terms of like movies post Seinfeld?
B movie.
Yeah, B movie. It's like this is on par with that, like in my opinion.
I can't remember B movie, but B movie was a kids movie.
It was
I
a
feel
kids
like this
movie.
should have been a kids movie.
It should have been a
because
kids
it's silly,
movie. Yeah.
it's fun. There's a
The
lot
colors are great.
I know you're joking, but actually it's very colorful.
It's very no, I'm not
And
joking. I'm being honest.
I liked all the like set in the 60s, all the period stuff. Like they really actually went good with the production values or whatever. It really bothers you that I'm holding this coffee, doesn't it? You keep staring at it.
No, I don't care.
Okay. I'm like, so I thought all that was cool. Like it was very cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in it, but it wasn't to me like it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the biggest problem with the movie.
What was the thing about the movie that you like would get rid of if you get
Amy
rid of
Schumer
it?
easily.
Okay.
And
I actually have a different.
I felt as if Bill Burr as JFK.
I kind of liked it.
I like Bill Burr as an actor, but like when you see him as JFK, you're like,
I didn't like
not...
any of the dialogue they gave him.
Yeah, that was
like,
horrendous.
My secretary's coming in. Like he was just this weird, horny guy. It was very strange. I was like,
Yeah.
again, it felt like we're a kids' movie, and then he's like, "Hey, you gotta get out of here. I gotta pork my secretary." I'm like, what?
He's gonna impregnate the double mint. Are they wearing the outfits?
It's funny standing back, but then when I just watched it, just was flat. Yeah. And it didn't make me laugh in the moment.
Did you see the blooper section of this video of this movie?
At the post credits?
Yeah.
It looked like they were having fun on set, weren't they?
Bill Burr was having so much fun on set.
Oh man.
Him dancing with two other chicks.
Who's more fun than Bill Burr on set, right? He's dancing. He's like Ellen.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny when I saw Bill Burr go, "Oh, sorry, I thought I was acting for an award here."
Like, right, it's supposed to be a comedy. I actually thought he was kind of convincing as JFK.
It doesn't sound like he changed into like a JFK like
No, but he's
impression. It just sounds like Bill Burr.
Yeah.
But I believe it's JFK.
He's got the kind of fat, square face.
Yeah.
He's got the I think it's just the wig.
Yeah.
You put the wig on, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
The suit, you're like, I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to be JFK.
What would be the thing you would remove from the movie?
God,
Or person or whatever?
I think Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Like,
Just him?
for some reason, I find him so distracting as the lead in the movie.
The anti-Semitism in this generation of comics is mind-boggling.
I appreciate his direction. I appreciate the tone he's going for. I just wish you could swap out a more charismatic, like, comedic actor.
I actually agree with that because I used to say that he's a better actor than people think, and I was wrong. So I was like, oh, he just can only play that character on that show.
I just keep remembering, just like there's the scene where he tries like the Pop-Tart for the first. It's like there are two kids in the garbage can.
That was so. What was all that?
Yeah, why was the chick acting like a black woman?
Yeah, she was supposed to be acting like a junkie, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause she was like they're acting supposed to, I don't know what was going on. These are weird decisions that were being made. Like, we'll have them act like junkies. I'm like, what? I don't. Those kids were terrible actors too.
They were pretty bad.
They were no, Macaulay Culkin or whatever.
But what was the scene that you were talking about? in which-
He like tries the Pop-Tart for the first time, and it like zooms in on his face, and he's just making all these like weird, wacky.
I
he's like,
remember that. Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, stop that.
Yeah,
That's not funny. It's just awkward. Just like he's more awkward in the movie, and like there's so many like comedians and cameos, and they're all giving their like 100% because these are all like comedy people and they're all dedicating themselves. But he feels like removed almost from his own movie.
Yeah, he's kind of standing outside it, like ironically.
Yeah. He's like, I'm the director. Woo.
Yeah, it feels like he's gonna turn to the camera at any minute and be like,
and
And
like
like
start
do a fourth wall.
winking or like mugging for it. It's very strange.
Yeah, this whole movie didn't need to be made.
I think I would remove all of the cereal mascot.
Yeah, that was weird.
Everyone kept like this was a big thing I kept hearing was Hugh Grant is so good in this.
Was he?
He wasn't.
He was in the movie?
Yeah, he was the.
he was Tony the Tiger.
That whole thing with the Thurl Ravenscroft thing with that, like.
Yeah.
The funeral scene that was basically just an homage to his 1999 special.
I noticed that.
The day I'd have to bury a friend. Maybe my best friend. We've been through a lot together. Some ugly moments. Remember when props came in? The ventriloquism scare of '84. Sure, there were times when people would make fun of you, imitating you. Hey, did you ever notice? What's the deal with this? Who are these people?
Who are these people?
So,
Yeah, I was like, that's an homage to his 1999
just
special.
a rehashing of that with the cereal thing and all that. And he was talking about that on some podcast where he was like saying how there's certain set pieces where it's like the movie is just built around trying to do these couple things. And one of them, and they're all the worst parts of the movie. One of them was the awards dinner.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't have a single joke in it.
No.
And then one of them was the full serial honors funeral. And I'm like, these are the set pieces of the movie where you're like, this is what it's all about.
And then when they tried to recreate January 6th at the end of it, I'm like,
That came out of nowhere. That was like, what is this? That's an
like
example
what
of,
kind of David Lynchian thing is this?
That was an example of like, what is this movie supposed to be?
Yeah, I know.
All
right?
of a sudden they're like, we're storming the Capitol. I'm like, what?
Hugh Grant dressed as like the bull shaman, Tony the Tiger. It's so out of place.
And they're not making any commentary on it either. It's just like, oh, that was a thing. We could just kind of make it look like that, and people will go, I saw that. I know what that is.
And like,
Yeah.
it goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere.
Because they get into the office and you're just like, oh, we've already...
Just
it's
like the actual January 6th. The big dud. Nothing happened.
Yeah, this movie was... It had things in it, you know?
And a lot of things. That's like the thing you could say. It had a lot of was things. It had more things than it knew what to do with, I think. I could keep going about this movie. I feel like we're all just burning the bridge of our future careers here.
Yeah, we're burning the bridges with Jerry Seinfeld, a guy that really cares about younger comics.
Do you think that he is a person that has surrounded himself with yes men?
Of course. I mean,
It
I think...
seems like
I will say that, like, he does talk about, like, oh, the far left has, like, ruined comedy. I'm like... And has ruined the TV comedy. I'm like, what do you think the far left has done for TV comedy? Like, do you really think the far left will be like outraged about this movie in particular?
There's
like
nothing in this movie that's gonna make anyone feel any emotions of any
Yeah.
kind.
Any
Strongly.
emotions of any
It's just, you just watch it, you let it wash over you, and you go. I feel like I started off positive on the movie, and the more I talk about it, the more negative I'm getting.
yeah, I mean,
Jerry's a great guy.
I
hero
do think
to
he's
me.
surrounded himself with people that are just inflating himself.
There was moments in the movie where it felt like Kenny Banya wrote the movie. Like,
Who's Kenny Banya?
he's a seriously?
No.
Okay.
you
I can
know who
never
Kenny
tell- I
Banya
can never
is?
tell. Character
Yeah.
from Seinfeld who's like a hack comic. But like where they go, oh, it's we're gonna create the breakfast dingus. It was like someone went, dingus, that's a funny word, throw that in the script.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of that. What if the ravioli comes to life? Why would it do that?
What if we CGI milk when it's being dumped into the graveyard? Yeah.
What was all that?
Yeah.
The thought I had watching the movie was like, this is like your grandmother's... It's like your grandmother's favorite movie. This is so...
Is your grandmother on LSD?
Yeah. This is young Sheldon the movie.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's... Yeah, just...
Didn't feel like a movie.
No.
It felt like a collection of scenes someone thought was funny. I was just like, let's just put it all in.
Yeah.
All of it. Whether it belongs there or not, let's just do it.
It's rare that I watch a movie and think I could have wrote this.
I feel like we've did a complete 180 where now we're just shitting on the film, but there are good parts in the film. There are good parts in the film, and I think overall,
that's a good idea.
I
Let's
mean,
turn to the
Peter
positives.
Dinklage was good. I liked him when he came out of the shadows. I thought that was hilarious. You didn't find that hilarious?
I forgot that he was in it.
Yeah. I thought that was good, but at the same time, like I think Jerry Seinfeld is a very good comedian.
Oh, none of this has to do with
Yeah,
Jerry
nothing-
Seinfeld as a comedian,
Yeah.
or with the actions of the Israeli government or anything like that. This is just about the movie itself.
Yeah.
And I had fun watching it the first time.
Yeah. I had moments where I enjoyed it, but at the same
Oh,
time,
I
like,
enjoyed it the whole way through, actually.
it felt so long. It felt so unbearably long. I know it's only an hour and 28 minutes without the credits, but it felt so long.
Why? Because there's so many jokes?
No, because there was a lack thereof of jokes.
No.
Funny jokes.
I actually this morning sat down with a pen and started watching it, and I started doing a joke counter, and in the first 5 minutes there's more than 10 jokes.
Yeah.
Now,
How many are funny?
Yeah. How many of them are laugh? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to gauge by jokes.
Jokes per minute count very high. Laughs per minute count
Yeah, that's what we're judging the film off.
And I guess that's the movie's greatest fault. We were supposed to be talking about what we liked. Dang it.
This is harder to do than we thought.
What did you guys enjoy about the movie?
I guess I don't know what you said, Dan, about like the production design. The
Yeah, it was
look
cool.
the look of the movie is really good. I really like it. The 60s aesthetic. I like the idea of like taking like the corporate biopic of like a product and like satirizing it, so it's like the creation of this breakfast item was as important as the moon landing. It was like the Cuban Missile Crisis, but with Pop-Tarts. They have to go get sugar from like a
Khrushchev.
yeah.
Khrushchev is involved.
Yeah, he's involved. They have to go to like a Colombian drug lord, be like, we
El
want
Sucre.
El Sucre.
When you describe this movie, it's very funny, but when you watch it, it's not. And that's what I think happened. Is when they're sitting around talking about it, all this sounds funny. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
The biggest laugh I had during the movie was El Sucre has like a ventriloquist come in.
Tony Hale.
Tony Hale, yeah, comes in. He tells a joke about like the poor like
The grout job.
the grout job. They take him out to like have him shot. You just hear the gunshot off screen, and the next time we see him, he's like consoling the corpse of his puppets. He's like, I'm dying.
So you laughed at that.
I did laugh.
Interesting. I watched that and I was like, so he shot the puppet? Yeah. Like, what am I, 7 years old? What is this joke? And it's funny from the like description of it, of him, and he's still doing the act. Right? Like he's still talking to the puppet, and the puppet's like, I'm dying, whatever. But when I watch it, I'm just like, what am I watching?
Because it's so out of
It's so absurd.
every joke feels out of place, which is weird for a comedy.
Yeah. None of them fit.
Yeah. I do like the part where Steve was vaporized.
I hated that
I
part.
like that part.
I was like, what is this happening?
Because there was a line-
Steve Schwinn, that whole thing was crazy.
Because Jerry had a funny line in it where he's like, Steve was vaporized, but we had a funny mix-up with Chuck.
That was good. I laughed hard at that.
That was
too.
a good line.
I think
That was a good line.
I think the times I laughed hardest were a couple Seinfeld lines.
Yeah,
like that one. Steve was vaporized. We had a funny mix-up with Chuck. That's like
Even
a classic Seinfeld.
Seinfeld on Carson. I thought that was pretty funny as well.
That was Kyle Dunnigan, right?
Yeah. I thought that was good.
That was good. It was cool again. I don't
Where
remember.
Seinfeld gets shot as well by Andy Warhol.
Oh, I hated that. I thought that was so weird.
I love that. Your 15 minutes are up, Jerry, or something like that.
Was that Daniel Levy?
I have no
Levy?
idea.
Oh,
Eugene
that
Levy's
was
kid?
Dan Lee. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
he
it
looks a
wasn't.
lot like Andy Warhol. It's
Does.
crazy.
I thought that was going to be Bill Hader for a second. I feel like Bill Hader could play a good
Oh, that would have
Andy
been
Warhol.
great. I don't think they could get Bill Hader.
Bill
probably
Hader
not.
did play Andy Warhol.
He did?
In Men in Black 3.
He did. You're right. That's what you thought of that.
Yeah. He also played Norman Osborn in the Funny or Die sketch with James Franco.
Oh, no one loves Sam Raimi. He's a great director! Did you see Crime Wave? Yeah. I saw that movie on an airplane and people still walked out. He's a great director! You ever see Crime Wave? Did you? Did you get it on DVD? Newsflash, you can't.
Oh my God.
Anyways, James Franco, get on the pod. That's our, I think that's it for our thoughts. So overall, you enjoyed it.
Did I?
I thought it was okay.
It has its moments. It is painfully inconsistent and just underbaked.
That should have been the name.
Under it, yeah. It was kind of like a Pop-Tart, where like you enjoy while you're watching and then you realize after a while that it kind of sucks.
That's like the thing I said earlier.
Yeah.
There's no nutritional value to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a Pop-Tart, yeah.
We're slowly rewriting new jokes for the movie that would have been better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If Roger Ebert wrote a review of this, I think it would be a long comparison to a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
It would just be like, this is why it's like a Pop-Tart, because it's, whatever, cheap and filling and all that stuff. If you had to do like that, where they put the poster and they go, Peter Travers said it sucked, or one word, what would you say? What would be your one word?
One word?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jerry goes, hey, I need a blurb for the poster. I think I'd go with wow.
Put this toaster in a Pop-Tart in a bath.
That's more than one
would
word.
not say that to Jerry. First of all,
I wouldn't say that to Jerry.
can't
Jerry,
give him any parameters.
Jerry,
He just breaks them.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Say one word.
If you're watching Jerry Seinfeld, we like you.
Charles Barkley over here.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must see TV.
That's more than 2 words.
You didn't say 2 words. You said quick to the point.
You just said I got 2 words. Steve Nash and Chris Paul must see.
See, that's why I messed
TV.
up, because I was trying to think of 2 words. I could have said that.
I got one word for you.
We liked you. We love you, Jerry.
Oh, I love Jerry.
I love Jerry. I thought his club random appearance was great.
And I guarantee if any of us were sitting in the room when they were writing the script, we would have approved every one of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
jokes.
we
Because
would've-
like when we
We would have
describe
been
them,
the yes men.
when we describe these, they're funny.
Yeah.
You go, oh, that's funny. What if they pour cereal and that's fucking great. And then it just didn't work somehow.
Yeah, they cut bananas and strawberries into the.
Yeah, like that did not make me laugh, but when I hear it described, I laugh at it.
yeah, it's like a sketch where like you describe a sketch. It's funnier than the actual sketch because it's like you can just use your imagination.
I think if I read that script and I just read it like a book, I would be like, this is going to be the funniest movie I've ever seen. And I think that's what everyone did who was involved. They were like, this is going to be so great. How can this miss?
Yeah, but it did. It didn't really miss. Though.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
I think if Jerry were here, Jerry, get on the pod.
Jerry, get on the pod.
Jerry, I know he's savage. Come defend your movie. Yeah. If Jerry were here, I think he would make some, horrible statement about what's going on in the Middle East, and then no, I'm just kidding, obviously, but I think he said that basically that like it's a fun movie. It's not Raging Bull. It's not supposed to be some great, amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like kind of Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't walk out on you, Jerry, if you were on the pod, like they did the do commencement speech. Did you see that they walked out of Jerry's?
Jerry is also serving as our commencement speaker today.
Dude, that's why I was saying every clip I see from the speech is him like follow your dreams, whatever, and then every comment is acting like he was just like they were like he's Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Since when did Jerry become like the most?
Was there like a 4chan prank where people were like Jerry Seinfeld is the president of Israel or something? I don't know how their government works, but
all right. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that he's now the most divisive comedian in the entire world.
I think it's just fashionable to hate him.
Anyways, that's our review for Unfrosted. Leave your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Or are there any thoughts that you would want for us to delve into, or any movies that you want us to delve into?
Any thoughts?
Anyways, guys, that's our review. Hopefully we can do more movies later. We'll probably talk about Mad Max soon.
Oh, yeah.
Furiosa.
That's gonna be like maybe the first movie in like years that's actually good.
Yeah. Or the Apes movie.
George Miller's doing Mad Max, right? It's
think
George
so.
Miller thing.
I think so, yeah.
It can't miss.
All right.
Have you seen Babe Pig in the City? Come on.
See ya, guys. Bye.